Why are our cell phones so addictive? Anybody know the answer to that? Well, if you were like me before, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, then I didn't know the answer to that. But as I learned through time, neuroscience has shown us that it's because of dopamine. It is dopamine. It's a neurochemical that is produced by you, the human being, and it is what's called a get it done neurochemical. It's a motivator. It's a tool for you to go, oh, you know what? I'm hungry. I see an apple. Dopamine hit, and I go get myself that apple. And every time I get closer, get more dopamine until there you go, success. Then I get more. So your cell phones, right? Why is that? Release dopamine. Well, tell me what your cell phone does. If you send a message to somebody and you're waiting for a message to come back, and then bing, and oh, you see, and then you got a result. You did something, got a result, got a response from a friend. That releases dopamine. So, more things do this. Your games on the phone, any type of social media, that gets your juices flowing. Another thing that you should also know that as human beings, once we are predisposed, or let's say given away to our feelings, where we give in to our feelings pretty much at any point in time, this is what happens, right? You react because your feelings have control. Your feelings have control of your body. So, what does dopamine do for that? Well, you can get yourself in the habit of enjoying those chemicals. So what does that mean? Well, at some point, it feels, you're feeling something from somebody, or if you feel like you give somebody, let's say you say something kind of mean to somebody, and then you felt good for that second because you made somebody else feel bad, right? And that perpetuates. It's like, oh, hey, dopamine, right? So you got to identify those moments of time where, once you're ready to realize that, look, maybe there's some times in my life where I've said some things, or maybe have done certain things, or maybe have acted a certain way that may have been seen as, idiotic, whatever it is, childish, a lot of things, right? I mean, as we age, there should be this level of ability to understand how to behave appropriately at what age. Usually that age is like 30. I mean, I'm hoping, right? So, if it's not 30, I mean, when should you start? I think it helps people to start as early as possible, right? Would you agree with that? I mean, you got to understand what dopamine does. So if you don't yet understand that it's very, very addictive, and if it's not regulated, then you become predisposed to certain habits that if you let continue happening, you're asking for more trouble for yourself. And again, the simple question to ask yourself is, do you want more trouble in your life, or do you want less trouble in your life? Do you want your life to be a little easier to navigate, or a little harder to navigate? I think, in my opinion, right, I think you could agree with me, right, that being not in control of your feelings, or letting your feelings get in the way of you acting, how about that? That's probably even more basic, right? So, letting your feelings stop you from taking the first step at something. Letting you go, you know what? Nah. Things like that. So when you're in a state of doubt for yourself, right? That there's some, you can get the dopamine effect that way too. Because if you're like, well, you know what? You thought something in your head. Let's say, for instance, dopamine hit. Let's say, give you an example of a dopamine hit. You thought something in your head. You know what? If I don't try today, then my day will be good because I'm just going to be fine, right? And then you do that throughout the day, and then you're like, oh, hey, look, my day went just fine, and I didn't, it's good. So boom, now you got a dopamine hit because of a process you put in your head. But what's the main point of this message, right? You are actually speaking into existence what you may not want, right? So here's the thing about that. I listen to some really, really good authors, and I think you should too. His name is David Meltzer. Follow him at David Meltzer. He's all on social. Love it. Love his content. Love his content, man. He's like, I met him in person. He's a cool guy. He says, you gotta give. You gotta keep giving yourself. So this is what I'm trying to give more of myself. I want people to know that, look, from where I came from, I'm not like a wealthy guy, not yet. And when I do, I want other people to benefit from how I did it and how I got there. And again, let me tell you this. Okay, this is a vision I've had in my head for a long time. It's not like, and it's not as if I've always had that since I was little. I did it. I had to develop myself. I had periods of doubt in my life. I had all of these times of negativity in my own mind that created the dopamine for me to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. So I just think small. I stay small. And the funny thing about staying small is I actually was physically big. Irony in that, right? So, that's kind of a you gotta learn to strengthen your mind. Mental toughness. If I had learned that earlier on as a kid, I could have just been like, you know what? I don't care what you said. I don't care if you told me I couldn't do that. I'm just gonna keep going, because next time I do this, I'm gonna smash on whatever it is. Have that kind of internal confidence. But how do you get that? Well, a couple of ways. You gotta feel like somebody is seeing your results, or someone is acknowledging it. That's what people hope. Because what does that do for you, right? It creates this like, hey, look, you're on the right track feeling, right? What is that you're on the right track feeling? Where if someone tells you you're on a good progress, well, that's a release of serotonin, because it's this community now. It's like, okay, well, let's say, me as a father of two boys, right, and a daughter, but my two boys, let's say, hey, look, I tell my two boys, hey, son, hey, good job. You did that right there. You learned, right? So what kind of confidence are you giving them to go, you know what, hey, that felt good, and then your father's reinforcing it with the serotonin they're feeling, right? Now they're like, okay, well, that felt even better, so I like that. I'm gonna keep doing that, right? So that reinforces it, right? But going back to dopamine, because serotonin is another discussion, making this about dopamine, and why cell phones are so addictive, right? It gives you all of that, but what doesn't it give you? It doesn't give you the ability to interact with real people. And if you can't do that in real life, well, guess what? You're just you're slowly driving yourself into the matrix. Like this theory that, look, I'm inside a box, I'm digital, and you know what? If you don't want to listen to me, you can turn me off. YouTube! Oh my God! Well, it is what it is, but that's what you shouldn't do. I should get out there, I should talk to people, I should shake hands, now that COVID's kind of, no, you know what? Take that back. It's kind of, doing this whole little dance, but just get out there and find something that, again, you can be passionate about. Get out of bed every day. I get out of bed every day like, yeah, let's go, market open. Oh, talk to you guys about that later on too, and I'll introduce you to guys like Meet Kevin, who's running for governor. I support his campaign wholeheartedly. I donated to his campaign, and I'm hoping for some change. This guy's 29 years old, guys. Inspiring. 29-year-old wants to change California. Let's see. Let's see if he's doing a stunt, or let's see if he's, because he's got a year. He's got a year to do this. So fun stuff, guys. I want you guys to know I'm here, locally. Let's do this in person. I want to start doing lemonade stand projects again for, third grade and up, hit me up, man. 562-208-2812. Let's chat about this. Let's talk more. I'm gonna do a series of these talks about these neurochemicals. Yeah, next one is serotonin, guys. All right. You stay tuned. Have a great night. Thank you for staying this whole way, and we'll see you soon.